This is the game Dragon Hunting Quest by Evan Greenwald and Chris Safeman. Alright, first we're going to do a run through of the game as just one path of how it works. So, we're going to start in the function play game and select run. Alright, first it displays the message, we need your help to kill the dragon, and then displays the menu, who are you? For this run through, I'm going to be a wizard. The first question, alright, we are asked to pick a number between 1 and 10. For this example, I'm going to pick the number 7. The message is displayed, work on your mind reading, implying that the choice was incorrect. Future modifications can be used to display scores and such values that will be explained a little later. Alright, next is another pick menu. I'm going to pick option C. The message is displayed, you are a trustworthy wizard, meaning I got it correct. Finally, we have a question, do you know where the dragon lives, with the prompt to be a yes-no response. I'm going to answer yes. Click OK. The message is displayed, you enter the dragon's lair, but unfortunately I died. So now let's break it down and do a little more in-depth look at this program and what it does. So first, as you can see in the play game function, there's a tidy up function which clears the entire workspace and command window, just making a fresh slate for every time we play the game and run this program. Next, we display the initial message, we need you to help, or we need your help to kill the dragon. This is kind of the overall theme of the game and points the user and where this game is going to be headed. Next, the pause just gives a little bit of time so that this doesn't happen instantaneously, and the function who are you doesn't start running right away. So first, let's go into who are you as kind of the main function that governs this program. First, there's an option window for you where you're prompted, who are you, where there's a wizard, a dwarf, and an elf, the three paths that can be taken in this game. Depending on what character you choose, say for the wizard, your title is then displayed on the screen, and two values, gold and skill, are then assigned initial values. Below that we have delta gold and delta skill, abbreviated as DG and DS, that will be used to change the gold and skill values as the game progresses. First, then, as you saw, we come into game 1 under the wizard path, which right here is just a simple prompt. It asks you a question, and then that number gets compared. If the number is 5, then that's the correct answer. It's winning victory message is displayed here. And then delta gold and delta skill values are assigned. These are the outputs of this function that are then used in the who are you function. After this game has been completed, gold and skill values are recalculated by adding the initial value plus the new delta gold value back into the original value. I didn't spend much time on it, but in game 1, if other values are selected, different delta gold and delta skill values are assigned. Then the same thing happens in game 2. You're given a random menu with 3 choices. Depending on the outcome, delta gold is awarded. Here the gold value is adjusted. Finally, we go where's the dragon, which is, let me get to it, which is a nested if statement. First, the player is prompted, do you know where the dragon lives, which is answered in a yes-no question. If the response is yes, then there's a nested if statement that will then compare the gold and skill values using a compound comparison test. If both values are greater than or equal to these specified numbers, then the message you did it, you killed the dragon, in theory winning our game, is displayed. Otherwise, you die after you enter the dragon's lair. However, if you respond no or anything other than Y, it displays the message, so you can't help after all, thus ending the game. We'll go back to the who are you function. So this format of entering a path and then doing a game and then changing the gold and skill values is repeated for the dwarf and the elf, each having different sub games. For the dwarf, you select one of three what kind of pick you have, and what kind of pick you use, which then gives delta score, or delta gold and delta skill outputs. The are you worthy function is similar to the do you kill the dragon test. However, it's a compound comparison test using the or function. This is saying if either your gold or your skill is above a certain level, you will then enter the dragon's lair. And then after that, it will run the function fight the dragon, which is another compound comparison test. However, this one is using the and. So you could, theoretically, you could enter the dragon's lair with having one of these two be greater than the allotted value, but still die against the dragon because not both of the values were great enough. Otherwise, the message go home plebeian is displayed, signaling the end of the dwarf path. Similarly, the elf is very the same. You have a game choosing like a yes/no question, giving values for delta gold and delta skill based on the answer. Then the scores are then summed again for later comparison. Hunting party is similar with two outputs. None of these functions require any inputs because the user is providing the input in the function itself. The worthiness test is very similar to are you worthy, saying is one or the other greater than the allotted amount, and if so, then you will perform another function, which is fighting the dragon. Yeah, so that's our program in total. We used 12 programs, or 12 functions to write this. With future time, we would add a lot more displays for the user as what points are being awarded for what decisions, so they're going to have any kind of feedback. Right now, you just get these messages, which is saying you won or you didn't. It takes some more modifications and future updates to get that to be a more user-friendly interface. Yeah, thanks for watching our video.